Alright, hey guys, welcome back. Uh, where we left off, we were just getting some more torches. We had our coal up, we got our kitchen workshops up. We're working on the armor, and like I said in the previous video, we're just kind of coasting right now into the second season. I want to get rid of these stairs here. I've been neglecting those. So we're going to deconstruct those. And then our area should be safe. I will queue up a military workshop here, a training ground. And we're just going to stick it right about here. I don't want to stick it way out here because if worse comes to worse, I want to be able to wall these openings off here. I don't think I'll have to, but I like to keep things fairly cozy in the beginning. I don't like to expand too far out. There's just more area you have to cover. But we're going to center it so that they have the same distance, relatively the same distance to go in either direction to meet the enemies. They should only be coming from this valley, but you never know. Like sometimes I'll have to go up on the hills or whatever and stuff like that. Like I'll be terraforming this a little bit later in some more videos, so. But yeah, for right now, we're just kind of coasting. Let me turn the music back on here. So I don't like that my stone shop is hauling while the starter is doing his job, doing the stone shop's job, because the starter could be doing a lot of other things besides hauling. So if stone shop was on this shop, it would free the starter up. But there's not really anything I can do. I could suspend it, and that might allow me to change gnomes. Hopefully he doesn't go right back to it. Hopefully the stone shop will. But yeah, the developer has said that he plans to add the ability to assign gnomes to workshops so that only they work there, which will help a ton with dedicated professions. But like a lot of things, it just has yet to be implemented. And that's, you know, that's how it comes with an early game, so no complaints. Just have to make do with what we have. So we're starting to craft a little more bronze here, that's good. As long as I get, I'm not too concerned with the second breastplate and helmet. As long as I get the other accessories done, we'll be sitting really well with 2 fully equipped gnomes at the start of the second season. Our military workshop is being built now. It's actually almost done. A few more blocks. As you can see, we only have a few more pieces here. Boots are only 2 bars each, so we already have enough bronze to make the other boots. So the only thing that lacks is the breastplate and helmet. Which we will definitely be able to make apparently, so I'm going to queue up a few more tin just to send it over to make sure that we have enough. Well, yeah, that'll be fine, and we'll make sure that we have enough coal to supply all of that. So yeah, everything is on track now. I'm just gonna kind of coast into the second season. Hopefully our armor gets done in time. And then as soon as our gnomes come at the start of the season, we'll just assign the 2 best ones into the military. I think my yak is still wandering around. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm blind, or it must have gotten herded. Yeah, well, no, it didn't get herded. I thought we had an extra one running around. Maybe the bear got it. I think I would have seen a message for a yak dying. I don't know where it went. Maybe I'm going crazy. So I'm going to check and see how much we have left to make here at the armor. Just the breastplate and helmet, that's great. It's going to take 18 bars, so I need at least 9 of each. So I'm just going to, yeah, so we'll have plenty. We'll do a few more copper, just to make sure that we have enough, as well as tin, because, yeah. So that'll put us, oh, there's my yak right there wandering around inside. That'll put us over the top on the armor, so it will get created. Even if it is a little bit late, that's fine. We're almost done here with this. Beautiful. That is all ready to go. I'm going to record the combat log just because I like the entertainment. Cotton is starting to come in as well. That's good. We'll have a steady supply of bandages soon. Yep, so we're just kind of moseying along. I want to just double check down here. Make sure we're not going to get any surprises. He did recently change, the developer recently changed the game mechanics somewhat regarding underground spawning. I think you have 2 days now before monsters will spawn in a dark area. So we're just going to go like that and that. That'll get rid of those areas. As you can see, we uncovered some more ore as well. No coal, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. We have a furnace now, so coal is not as important anymore. We're going to have to start thinking about tree farms as well. As you can see, I'm kind of clearing my area out here for the most part. Luckily, we have a lot that's close by, though, on these hills that we can get fairly easily. So we're still waiting on the armor. And like I said, if it's a little bit late, that's fine, because we only need the extra breastplate and helmet. Well, we don't even need it. We start with the copper ones, but they would be nice to get the bronze ones completed. I don't know what I'm looking at. I want to look for bars. Okay. So we almost have enough here to make, well, we have 12 bars. We do have enough to make one or the other here, but I suppose he'll make all the bars necessary before he starts making armor. So he'll need a couple more bars made before he crafts the helmet and breastplate. I'm not worrying about weapons right away. I'm gonna check my kingdom worth. That's good, it's under 5,000. The goblins that do spawn, they're fairly weak. Maybe one of them will have a weapon, maybe two at the most. As long as your goblins, or I mean as long as your gnomes are in full armor, they don't really need a weapon. Their hand-to-hand combat is pretty nice. Some people like to use Way of the Gnome for a perk, but in order to have that perk, your gnomes have to be unarmored. And one good shot to the heart or the neck or the head and your gnome will die. I don't like to take that chance. So I'd rather just put them all in armor and have them fight unarmed until a goblin drops a weapon for him. So we're starting to make the rest of the armor now. It's close to the end of the day. On the 12th is the last day of the season. We should be getting gnomes at sunrise tomorrow morning. And possibly a few goblins. Goblins usually arrive on the same day as your first batch of gnomes. I don't think I've ever played a game where they didn't, so I usually expect goblins soon after the first batch of gnomes. They don't come at the same time, usually. Every time I've seen it, the gnomes or the goblins usually come about midday, and your gnomes come at sunrise. I'm surprised that yak hasn't been corralled yet. Our wood shop is full again here, but that's fine. We have all the important things done. I will make some more torches. I just want to make sure that he has enough coal here to finish up this armor before I make any more torches. So it looks like he does. He's starting the breastplate now. He just finished the helmet, so we're gonna queue up just a few torches for a stockpile so that we can kind of mine at our leisure down there. I don't like to be confined, so we'll make a lot of torches so that we can expand fairly rapidly next season without getting into too much shit with monsters spawning. And we have plenty of rooms here for our new gnomes that will be coming. I think we'll only get probably 8, maybe 9 at the most, maybe 10. Somewhere between 8 and 10 is my guess. I'm not very good with the estimations. Sorry if you can hear that, that was me cracking my knuckles. So yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. We have 2 full sets of bronze completed, just in the nick of time. As you can see, he takes a while to make this armor. I don't think that I have any gnome that is good in armor smithing. I don't think I've ever gotten a gnome that had high armor smithing or any type of blacksmithing. They're all pretty mediocre at it, but they level up their skills when they perform the job. So if you have specialized gnomes like these wood shop and stone shop, their masonry and wood cutting will rise very quickly. So we're making torches now. I could go down in the mine and start looking for more resources, but I think I'm going to just kind of coast here, stay up top, I will do a little stockpile for wheat. I think I'm going to, this is a lot of stockpile area, like a 3x3, two 3x3s is a lot, especially when you have all bags, but you'll be surprised at how much wheat you'll collect. Like I said, my other game that I have saved on here has well over 1,000 wheat, and I'm barely into winter on the first year, so I think I'm day 1. So we have 2 sets of armor fully completed. That's great. So since we have our armor, I want to start working on getting more armor. I want to be ahead of the game in terms of my enemies, so we're just going to create bars on repeat. So I want to do copper and tin on repeat and bronze on repeat. So he'll go down the list, he'll make a copper, he'll make a tin, and then he'll make a bronze. And he'll just go down the line like that. But as you can see, we're kind of short on ore, so we might end up coming down here to mine anyway, even though I said we weren't going to. We do have some tin here. I want to try to find a little more, however. There's something out here that we could get. And we'll queue up this tin here. And we might as well grab the copper as well. And we'll mine all that out so that that torch can cover that. Same with this here. Mine this as well. Oh my goodness. So all of our new gnomes came. Yeah, I just derped kind of hard. I didn't leave a ramp for them to come down easily into my base, so they have to go all the way around, and unfortunately they met a monitor lizard. I mean, there's nothing that I can really do right now. Even if I were to queue up my military and have somebody gear up, the battle would be long over before they got there, so we're just gonna let it go. Hopefully something delicious happens. So they ran away, that was great. So I'm going to pause it again real quick, and hopefully we can get, well, see, our miners are going to, so unfortunately I got to cancel all of this so that they take priority on that staircase. All this has to be undesignated now. So now hopefully he'll come up here and get the staircase built. Oh my god, yeah, get a drink first and all this other shit. So the monitor lizard is up here. Luckily we just evaded a fairly large catastrophe. Lizards aren't that dangerous, but I would still rather not fight them with unarmed gnomes. So we have our new gnomes now. I didn't even catch how many that came. 10. Oh, that's more than I expected. So I'm going to create a new squad. I'm just going to have 2 gnomes. I only put 2 gnomes in a squad just because only 2 can train at any given time per training yard, so I just have 2 per training yard to maximize the efficiency. I want to give my gnomes a new uniform. It's going to be bronze. I just make separate uniforms for every weapon, so I'm gonna have one axe guy and one hammer. And we're gonna set all of them. Come down here to the hammer. This is the one-handed hammer. The two-handed hammer is the war hammer. I prefer dual wielding because the frenzy perk is very nice. The frenzy perk increases their attack speed, I believe, when they dual wield. So I'll double check the perk when we get to there. I can't remember exactly. And make these guys have axes, and change all this to bronze as well. I'm actually going to leave any on these weapons here, because it'll be a while before we get bronze weapons. I'll have to use copper for a while, because the goblins at this stage only drop copper. So I'll just leave it at any, so they'll pick up whatever. I'm gonna make a new position as well, one for each uniform, if that makes sense. So the hammer guy and the axe guy. The perk, we're gonna give them frenzy. They have increased attack speed when wielding two weapons. They have a decreased chance to defend, but their slaughtering is so ridiculous that they really don't need to defend at all. Their armor will be sufficient. I don't want to pursue lost targets. If the target can run faster than me, I don't want to chase it, because it'll just lead me all around the map and waste time. I'm going to retreat if bleeding, and assist the squad leader. We're going to make a new formation. I usually use one formation per squad, obviously, so I'm just going to do squad 1. The perk is going to be the best defense. It just increases the damage for every member with a melee weapon. So it's not going to be too big of a perk, because we're only going to have 2 guys in each squad, so it's not going to be that much of an increase, but any little bit helps, and none of the other perks really matter. I mean, I don't really want to run faster. Sight doesn't make a big deal. I don't have any shields. And firing squad is just a ranged perk, so I want to only give them performing attack orders. If I click defend gnomes, these guys will attack anything that comes into my gnome's vision range, which is bad because that means that they'll chase wild animals around, because usually wild animals will run away from gnomes, and I want to keep my military in the base, not, you know, chasing wildlife around the map. So we're just going to give them this first option here. New squad. Just going to name it squad 1. Nothing fancy. We're going to give them the formation that we just made. We have room for an axe and hammer, as you can see. So we're going to go down to our new nomads. We're going to look for a guy with high axe skill. They're not going to have weapons for a while. But I still prefer to just put them in their proper position. So that's at level 28 axe. See, that's pretty good. We're going to give that position to him. And a hammer, wow, 27, so that worked out pretty good. There's another one here too, that's pretty good. So, I think I'm actually going to, well, they're pretty even. I'll just give it to this guy here since he has a little higher axe damage, axe level. Yeah, so that's how you set up a squad. So after that's set up like this, we want to come to our training grounds and designate the squad. And they should come and grab some armor and head right out here and start training. As you can see, they're geared up now. What I want to do is turn all these new nomads into starters. I'm not going to try and give them all dedicated professions. I mean, it would help a little bit, but since we have 10 new gnomes, that's a lot of extra hands. So I'm not too concerned with efficiency at this point. We'll be able to handle a lot of tasks rather quickly, regardless of individual gnome skills. So everyone will just be a starter, then we'll have a whole bunch of tasks getting done all together, which will be great. I also want to assign the rest of our rooms here for our new gnomes. So we're just going to go down the list. Yeah, I really didn't think we would get 10 gnomes. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, there's some things that I could have done to keep the kingdom worth low enough, but like I could have made the furniture out of pine, other things like that, but that doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. I think the difference between birch and pine is only a few points, so it's not that big of a deal. So one more room here. And everyone's taken care of now. As you can see, they're going to start, someone's going to corral these yaks. This guy is being a dummy and he didn't put his armor on, and I don't know why. So maybe this will help. I'm going to set a guard area right here for our squad, so hopefully he will leave this training ground, go gear up, and then come back to the squad like he should have done in the first place. So I'm going to deconstruct these stairs as well, since we don't need them anymore. Our gnomes are here, and this now becomes a security issue, leaving that open because I should be expecting some gnomes, or I'm sorry, some goblins. I don't know why he's not gearing up. That's kind of upsetting me. So I'm gonna let him just go back into base. Maybe now he will gear up. Maybe, yes, no, you're just gonna go idle with nothing. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Bronze. As I said, it's an alpha, so there are bugs. It's kind of quirky a little bit. But if you just mess around with it a little bit, hopefully things straighten out. I've never actually had this problem, or it's not been a persistent problem. It usually fixes itself. With that though, I think I'm going to end the video. Hopefully I can get this guy geared up next video. I'll try to figure out what the deal is. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.